They're out on the field. The pride of the Southland band crisply marches into the Giant T. The roar of 97,000 fans rises with each rhythmic step. In the background, George Beatsis is singing "Fight, Balls, Fight." The orange and white Shakers flood the air. The Volunteers are ready at the north end of the football field to burst through the gate. They're coming now, racing onto the field through the Giant T. In that magic moment that says, wherever you are, it's football time in Tennessee.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. This is the emotional reactions to Week 4 in the SEC. You know, normally I like to drop these on Monday, but we had the live stream yesterday. If you missed that, go back and check it out. Had a good conversation about the win over Florida, also looking ahead to LSU a little bit. But just a crazy week of football around the country outside the SEC. You had Texas Tech upset Texas. Oklahoma falls to Kansas State. But I really like to look at the SEC, more specifically games that kind of impact Tennessee if possible. But before we jump into that, let's go take a look at this. Interesting to note, Tennessee opens as a 4.5-point favorite over LSU. Now, a lot of us, myself included, I really thought that LSU would be the favorite. I thought LSU maybe by a field goal, with it being in Baton Rouge. Now, obviously the news came out yesterday. That game is going to be a 12 o'clock kick, 11 o'clock local time, 11 o'clock at the LSU Stadium. Tennessee, that's huge. That works out in our favor. We all know how Baton Rouge is, night games, and that was a possibility. You know, CBS had an opportunity to put that game at 3:30 or make it a night game. They elected to go somewhere else, and now Tennessee will take on LSU at noon. That is huge. That's going to be very beneficial for us. But we're going to take a look at the scoreboard around the SEC for Week 4. As always, do me a favor. Make sure you smash that thumbs up just below the video. It's quick, it's free, it's easy. It helps the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you are new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We are fans just like you. If you enjoy the content, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. We'll be live tonight, Tuesday night, late night, Talkin VAWLS, 9 p.m. Eastern time for the fan call-in show. That's where you, the listener, has an opportunity to come on the show and voice your opinion. For the fans, by the fans. Let's jump into it. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. Up first there at the top, Missouri and Auburn. And man, oh man, did Missouri have every opportunity to win this football game and just did not get it done. It was a tie game late in the fourth quarter. Look, Auburn had a chance to kick a field goal there late and tie up the game. But Brian Harsin, who for some reason still has a job, likely he's on the way out the door. But he has an opportunity to kick around 29-yard line, inside the 30, somewhere like that. Has an opportunity to kick a field goal, take the lead, but decides to go for it and got stuffed short. That's where Missouri really had an opportunity to capitalize. They drive right down the field. They've got an easy, and I mean easy, chip shot field goal to win the game in regulation. Missed the field goal, head into overtime. Auburn kicks the field goal. Missouri again has an opportunity to respond and go win the football game. But they get down there around the goal line, stretch out the ball, fumble through the end zone, and Missouri falls to 2-2, 0-1 in SEC play. As I look ahead to that Missouri game, I just expect Tennessee to absolutely blow the doors off of Missouri once again. Kent State and Georgia, a lot of people talking about this game yesterday, because it is a little bit closer. Doesn't matter. This happens all the time with these top teams, especially a team like Georgia, Alabama, those type guys. They go out, they may struggle one week, but look, they're still the number one team in the country. They're still a really good football team. Stetson Bennett, still a really good quarterback from walk-on to national championship and now putting up numbers. There's people out there claiming that Stetson Bennett should be in the race for the Heisman Trophy. We'll see how he finishes out the year. Mississippi State with a win over Bowling Green. Look, the beauty of looking around this SEC scoreboard for Week 4 is there were not a lot of marquee matchups, not a lot of really big games. You know, that Missouri-Auburn game was one to keep an eye on, but that's not even a marquee matchup. Arkansas, Texas A&M, we'll get into in just a moment. That was a big-time game. Kind of went the opposite way that I expected. But the beauty of that is Tennessee-Florida. All eyes were on that Tennessee-Florida matchup. Tennessee obviously gets the big-time win. We broke that game down. We've talked about it. Tennessee has done what they are supposed to do through 4 weeks. 4-0, heading to LSU in a couple of weeks. That bye week, I know, before the season, A lot of people talking about, is that too early in the year? But I think it falls at a perfect time to get this football team healthy and get ready to go on the road to Baton Rouge and take on LSU. Ole Miss over Tulsa. That game's a little close for comfort, but again, Ole Miss gets it done. Arkansas and Texas A&M. This was a pretty big-time matchup that I wanted to keep an eye on. And, I like Arkansas. I think they're a good football team. They jumped out to a 14-0 lead early. KJ Jefferson driving with an opportunity to take a 3-score lead. Tries to do too much. Goes up over the top. Coughs up the ball. Texas A&M scoop and score. And that kind of just completely flipped the momentum of this game on its head. Arkansas had a chance to kick a field goal late to take the lead, and they bounce it off the top of the goalpost. Don't know that I've ever seen the ball bounce off of the top of the goalpost the way that one did. But look, Texas A&M, they had the loss to App State, the big-time upset everybody talking about. But they bounced back, man. They bounced back with a big win over Miami last week. Now they get a win over a top 10 Arkansas football team. And then speaking of Miami, after they got beat by A&M last week, they go out and get absolutely embarrassed by MTSU this week. Francis Mauigoa, are you watching? Are you watching? Back-to-back losses for Miami, Tennessee, with a big-time win over Florida. Keep your eyes open, Francis Mauigoa. Can we flip a guy like Francis Mauigoa? Can we flip a guy like Carnell Tate? And I think, we said it was crucial for Tennessee to come out of September 4-0. That's right where we are at. Now Tennessee opens as favorites over LSU. Like, I almost made an entire video just on that. That surprises me that Tennessee comes out as the favorite. I really see that Tennessee-LSU game as a toss-up, and with it being on the road, I would give LSU 2.5, 3 points. But that's not the case. Tennessee opens as the favorite. And look, man, if you continue that momentum, you go beat LSU on the road. You talk about another electric environment in Neyland Stadium when Alabama comes to town. The country will once again be watching. The national media will be talking up Tennessee, and that's how you start to win these big-time recruiting battles. Right now, we've done it off of hype, off of what we can do. But if we go out and show that we are doing it, then those big-time recruits like Carnell Tate, Francis Mauigoa, those type of guys start to take notice. Kentucky with a close one against Northern Illinois, but they get the job done. Still ranked 8th. A lot of people surprised that Kentucky comes out ranked. Well, it says 8th here. I think they were ranked 7th in the new poll, ahead of Tennessee. A lot of people surprised by that after struggling with Northern Illinois. Alabama just absolutely blows the doors off of Vanderbilt. And it's funny, that first week, that game against Hawaii, everybody talking about how good Vanderbilt is this year. No, it's not the case. Vanderbilt is still Vanderbilt. They are still terrible. LSU 38-0 over New Mexico. South Carolina with a win over Charlotte. Spencer Rattler just continues to be a non-factor. Throws for 187 yards against Charlotte. No touchdowns. No touchdowns for Spencer Rattler against that Charlotte football team. Look, you guys like to give me a hard time about what I said about South Carolina prior to the season, but I also put a big asterisk beside it and said it depends on which Spencer Rattler they get, and it looks like we're getting the one that we want to see. Let's go ahead and take a look at the matchups for Week 5 coming up. Tennessee obviously on the bye week. Florida's got East Washington. Kentucky, Ole Miss. That's a game I'm going to be keeping an eye on. Noon kick, ESPN. What does Ole Miss have for that Kentucky team? Ranked number 7. South Carolina State, South Carolina. Alabama, Arkansas. That's another one that I'm keeping an eye on. 3:30 CBS game. Look, I think Arkansas is a good football team, but I think Texas A&M is a good football team. So looking at that loss to Texas A&M, that was a tough football game. Arkansas had a chance to win, didn't get it done. Really, you hate to point at one play, but KJ Jefferson coughing up the football early when you had an opportunity to go up 3 scores, that just completely turned the game upside down. I like Arkansas in this game. I really do. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Arkansas beats Alabama. Arkansas beats Alabama at home in that CBS game coming up on Saturday. Texas A&M, Mississippi State, LSU, Auburn. Auburn is obviously a dumpster fire right now, but still they have found a way to get to 3-1 on the year. What do they look like? That's a game I am going to be watching, keeping an eye on LSU, what they look like. They've got Auburn this week. They've got Florida after the Tennessee game. Tennessee sandwiched right there in the middle with the bye week. What does that do to LSU? Kind of going through the grind of the SEC conference schedule, and then things wrap up there, Georgia versus Missouri. I don't even think that's going to be a contest. But again, the game of the week, the one I'm keeping an eye on, that Alabama-Arkansas game. What do you guys think? Can Arkansas take it to Alabama? Alabama's beatable. They are not the Alabama of old. Georgia clearly the best team in the SEC. But that's the emotional reactions to Week 4 around the SEC. Again, not a lot of impact to the Tennessee schedule, but still some fun games worth watching this past week and coming up in Week 5. Hit that comment section and let me know your thoughts. What do you think about Tennessee being favored by 4.5 as they go on the road to take on LSU? But that's going to do it for this one. You guys know the deal. Smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. Go check out the merch, bonfire.com/store/TalkinVols. This is the Talkin' Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.